45. So welcome to Friday. Today is the last day of August for school, at least. And so when we come back, it will be September. And I wanted to start today with a half-life problem because we just did those on our block day. And then I wanted to let it sit in overnight and come back and see how it's going. So unlock group whiteboard so that you guys can work on this. I'm going to get rid of me for now. Hello, Seth, so that you guys can write on the board. So most of us preferred the table method, and so we want to fill in our given information first. Says the half-life of cadmium-109 is 464 days. What column are we going to use with the 464 days? So what do days measure? Do they measure mass or do they measure time? Yeah, we got 0 for the first time. That is correct. Here, I'll get my pencil. I'll make some purple check marks when you guys are good here. Oh, I have to hit OK. All right, so check with the time, check with the lives. Yep, and with the half-lives, we just number those down. But 464 days is not a mass. What do days measure? They measure time, right? So we should put those in the time column. That's how much time will go by after one half-life. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Jordan. Good morning, Maya. Right, so we're gonna put that. That's nice how you're moving it down there. All right, so a scientist measures out 256 gram sample. So what do grams measure? What do grams measure? I see we've got them there in the mass column, and that is correct. And so when we're doing half-life, what do we do to the mass for every half-life? Let's see, it looks like, what are we doing? How did they get 128 from the 256? Right, we're dividing it in half. Right, 256 divided by 2 is 128. So what is our key piece of information? What are we trying to get to in order to get to our answer? Oh, and I see someone increasing the time there. And that is correct. We need to increase our time. We're aiming for this 1,392 days. That's kind of our target time. So we haven't gotten there yet. What are we going to do to get this the next box? Oh, and I see that we are working down the half mass as things get cut in half. So we still need to keep going because we haven't gotten to 1392 yet. So what's the next one going to be here? Good morning, Joseph. Oh, look at that. 13, well, you're close. This was a 2, it was 928, and so it's 1392. That was actually, let me get my pencil. This was actually a 2. I thought it was a 2 on there, but it's 464 plus 464 is 928. Yeah, and so that one's 1392. Okay, so yeah, that was just a calculator error there. And so we've gotten now to our target here. Change my color. So there's our target. And so then our answer is going to be in the other column there. 32, and we'll put our unit on there. 32 grams. Yeah, and you can keep going if you want, but make sure you stop when you get to your answer. Or at least make sure you square up or show where your answer is. Cool, so give me a green check if you feel good about this, and a red X if you're still struggling. If you're still having trouble, then after we go through the Kahoot today, we can do another one of these together. So we should have a little bit of time. All right, so Alexis, Anna B, Cameron, Jordan, how are you guys feeling? Green check, red X, something else? Joseph, Jacob, Kate, Maya, how are y'all feeling? Thank you, and good morning, Nigel. All right, let me put my video back on. It's just weird. Now it's weird to not have my video on. All right, so moving back, the 5 in the missing part, 250. Hold up. The 5 in the is missing in the 256. It's there. I see it. I'll draw it in on top just in case you can't see it. Then it'll be there double. Okay. I think we're good to go on that one. Oh, okay, Amanda. Just a reminder about assessments today, since we have a quiz today. You want to complete these independently. The only assistance you can have is from your blank periodic table, right? You can always use this is your friend and your companion on assessments. So think of it as a little cheat sheet because it can help you. If you understand how to use it, it can help you with so many things. No, this is what you use on the EOC, so get used to using this on your tests. You can have a color-coded one that you use, like for regular day-to-day stuff, but on the assessments, let's use the blank one. Good question. All right, and just make sure that we are respectful and courteous, and the chat box stays limited to the lesson. You guys do a great job of that. I do want to point out on the quiz today that I have to grade question 11, so you won't get 100 on it if you get all of multiple choice right. It won't show up as 100. It'll show up as a 90. I'll show you how to find it. It's all over the place. So, well, I don't know if it actually posts your grade. I could see the grade on those who have taken it, but I don't know if you can see it. But I wanted to warn you about that. All right, so we're going to play Kahoot, and then questions, and then green check. So first, what's wrong with the cat? He's liquid. It's a liquid cat, a milk kitty. Nothing wrong with him. It just goes with our states of matter that we're doing this week. Okay. All right, so Kahoot today. So find your device. Find your device, works on any device. I believe you can play this on your computer too if you have like dual half and half screen. And yes, let me get to the sharing part first because that takes a minute. All right, and oh, and I have a nice video for you today. And turn this down on my computer of crystals forming. They're condensing from the air. Rukaya is in first. Miranda and Alexis. Oh, does it repeat the video? It does. Yeah, I just thought this was nice while we're waiting for everyone to join. Oh, it's Kahoot.it and 265270. All right, is anyone trying to get in but cannot? Give me like a red X if you're struggling. Well, you're probably busy trying to get in if you're 2 more minutes. So we're waiting on Seth. You can always join while we're in progress too. All right, I really want to get started. Hey, there you are. Awesome. 11 questions. True or false? Metals can be drawn into a wire. And where's my music? Oh, there it is. Hey, that is true. And you all got that one. Property of metals. Rukaya, you are fastest on that one. Good job. See Seth there in second place. You are 2 points behind. You can catch right up. When a substance is changing from a solid to a liquid, the density will... What's up with green? I didn't write this Kahoot. I helped with it a little bit, but so when you're going from a solid to a liquid, your density is going to decrease. You know, and you might have been thinking about water. Water is an exception to this rule. Water is the only exception to this rule. So I don't really like yellow. Because that one's kind of right. So I'm sorry, those who picked yellow, because that is kind of right. But anyway, ooh, Jordan is taking over, and got a different leaderboard. All right, true or false? Metals are good conductors of electricity. Woo, Woo, that was fast. What happened to eighth person? Someone must have dropped out. So that is definitely true. Alexis is on fire. True or false, liquids have a disorderly arrangement. And that is true. Remember that cat in the bowl? It was all sloshing around. So disorderly arrangement. I can show you the media as well. You see how a liquid is not ordered, whereas the solid is in that crystalline kind of pattern. Ooh, Alexis, you're moving up. And William has taken over. Elements that are most similar are oh no, you all just read the first answer and didn't keep reading for a better answer. Yes, so elements that are most similar are actually right next to each other in the group, as opposed to like being further apart in the group. So this is just a reminder to read all of the answer choices. Even if you think the first one is right, there might be a better one. It's okay, we're probably still in exactly the same order because nobody got it right. Well, yeah, but we need to, I'm glad that you're competitive, but we all stayed in exactly the same order on that one. Gas particles move slower than liquid particles, true or false? All right, and that one is false because gas particles move faster. The further apart the particles are, the more energy they have, the hotter they are, the faster they're going. Oh no, Alexis, don't quit. No quitting. William is still in the lead. And Seth, look, you're at third, you're coming back. A fossil originally had 500 grams of carbon-14, currently has 125. The fossil is most likely how old? All right, so 11,460. Let me show you the media here. So we started with 500 grams up here, right? And then we cut it in half to get to the next dot, that's 250. And then we cut it in half to the next dot, that's 125. So that's why it was at 11,460. So you got it right? Good job, Seth. Oh, I should have read the numbers off maybe. I'm sorry, that was little, huh? All right, and look, Seth, you're in second place, still behind William. A sample has a mass of 4 grams after 100 seconds. What was the initial mass of the sample? Half-life is 25 seconds. Got plenty of time. Ooh, this was a tough one, wasn't it? All right, so we know it has a half-life of 25 seconds. So, and 100 seconds have gone by. So that's how many half-lives is going on there. We've got 25, 50, 75, and 100, right? So there's 4 half-lives that have gone by. And after 4 half-lives, we're down to 4 grams, right? So at 3 half-lives, it must have been double that with 8. And then for the next half-life, it had to be double that, which was 16. For the next half-life, it was up to 32, and then it started with 64. So it was 4 half-lives to get to 100. So you have to double 4 times. 8, 16, 32, 64. Does anyone want to see the table for this? Because I could bring up the whiteboard and show you how to do it on the table. Or I can show you how to do it on the whiteboard with the table. Okay. Anybody else? I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this one, just in case you change your mind and you want to see it later, like when we're done. Okay. Amanda, I'll show you when we're done with the Kahoot and everyone goes take their quiz if they want to. We'll stay and we'll work this one out. Oh, William, you are on fire. You are the one to catch. All right, 9 out of 11. Gas and liquid particles sometimes stop moving. One person's device is a little slow here. All right, and you are correct, it is false. Gas and liquid particles never, ever stop moving. Do solid particles ever stop moving? Oh, they do move. They sit in place and they vibrate. But at one temperature, they will stop moving. If you cool something all the way down to absolute 0, that's the only time when all motion stops. But solids, the particles sit and they vibrate, definitely. New William is still in the lead. Plasmas are composed of and yes, electrically charged particles. That's what makes a plasma different from a gas. It's more high energy than a gas. And like on the sun, it's so compressed that it's somewhere in a liquidy kind of density state, but the particles still act like an electrically charged gas. On Earth, they're pretty much all gases that are electrically charged. All right, Miranda is on fire, moving up. Our last question, samples in the solid phase have and hey, look at that, an orderly arrangement. You can see that with the picture. And see how they're all vibrating? They've got those little vibrating lines on the sides. Well, you know, more questions. I don't think we have time. I'm going to go over the one question that I picked up that someone wanted to see on the whiteboard, but I don't have any more practice questions for the quiz. So look at that. Good job, you guys. Hopefully we corrected some of your misconceptions. And Alexis, see, it was good to stick with it because, yeah, third place. Fantastic. Okay, so I am going to screen share my picture. Let me find my picture. There it is. Okay, so we can see, and let me get a new slide on the whiteboard. I'm going to kind of split this and refresh it real quick. Hey, if you guys are ready for your quiz, you can give me a green check and I will put you in the quiz room and let you go take your quiz. You can find the quiz in a multitude of areas. You can find it on the calendar. You can find it in your quiz section. You can find it in content. So it should be everywhere. So here you go. If you're having trouble finding the quiz, then come on back out here. That's a good question, Seth. I have a William in another class, so it sounded pretty normal to me. Or maybe that was last year. I have a decent idea of who William is. Our secret winner. So, William, do you want to tell us who you are? Oh, I just moved the wrong thing. Hold up. There we go. All right, so let's work this one out on the board. And hello, Juliet and Jalen. We are working out this question from the Kahoot game on the board with the table. And y'all can type in the headers. You guys are better at all that stuff than I am. Okay, Seth, I'll put you in the quiet breakout room. Thanks for the green check. All right, so let me get my typer. So the first column, we always do the half lives. And in the second column, we do, or I always do, let me click off of that one. The second column, we always, I'm just gonna have to draw it in, guys. I don't know why it's not doing that. The second column, I do the time. In the third column, I do the mass. And you guys can add to the whiteboard too. You just go ahead and you can fill in what we know. We always start with 0 time because we start at the beginning. And at the beginning, no time has gone by. Let me change this to something more dark. Yeah, and our mass, actually, we're going to end, it's 4 grams after 100 seconds. So that one, we have to figure out where does 100 seconds go first. And so the half-life was 25 seconds. So first we have to get down to 100 time. So what goes for the next time down? So if one half-life is 25, what's going to go in here with 2 half-lives? Yeah, Amanda, it's going to be 50. And then what goes in the next one down? Right, 75. And then the next one? Yeah, 100 at the bottom. Perfect. Okay, that was our target amount. And so that is where we're going to put the 4. So I'm going to move the 4 down there. Okay, so that's what they went together. The 100 seconds and the 4 grams were together in the problem. So they need to be together in the table. So now what do we do to go up a level in the table under mass? Right, we increase it, and by how much? Are we going to add or are we going to multiply by 2? Okay, so in the time column we add, and in the mass column we double and half it. So we're going to double them going up. Yep. Mass, multiply, both of those are m's. I guess you divide when you go down, multiply on the way up. And time, t is like a plus sign, right? So maybe that'll help you remember the time is an adding thing. Yeah, okay, so the next one up here, right above 4, what's that going to be? 8, perfect. And then what's the next one up? 16, cool. What's the next one? 32. And the one at the top? 64. And there's our answer. And it was in grams, so I'm going to put grams. That's an awful G. Anyway, so our answer there would be 64 grams. What other questions do you have? Oh, yay, smiley face. So would you like to go take your quiz? You can give me a green check. Anna B, Cameron, are you guys ready for your quiz? Or the quiet workroom if you're catching up on lessons or something like that today? All right, here you go. Thank you, Anna. Hello, Patricia. Do you have any questions about any of the material? I know you just started up. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording for personal stuff. All right, guys, I brought you back. I was going to show you one little thing at the end here. This is a Geiger counter, and I checked it. It's not clicking anymore. I don't know, but I can zero it out, and I can adjust. You can see up there, I can adjust the 0 point, and then I can measure small amounts by clicking this up. It's hard to do this on the camera. Anyway, and it would read, oh, it's up at the, it's maxed out. Hang on. What did I do? I'm doing it in there, and it's okay. So I got my 0 set to 0, not the other way around. And then if I turn this up, it's detecting smaller and smaller amounts. And so it's detecting a little bit of radiation, but it's probably like beta radiation, which are those electrons, and some of that is naturally occurring. I remember that it used to click a lot, like Geiger counters are supposed to, but it's not working with that anymore. But I wanted to show you that as we left for today, and hope you guys have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you guys on Tuesday because we have Labor Day on Monday. So enjoy, and I will see you guys next week.